Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man. Errol Spence says he only has 3 or 4 more years left. We'll talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So, yeah, that's about right. Put him at 36 years old. He also talked about that he would consider the money right moving up the middleweight. We kind of talked about that last night. I really ain't really get my be able to get into this, but I think it was part of the PBC podcast that he just did, and he says that they asked him, kind of like come on, what's your goals? He said being more active, not getting injured at all, and having sat out. Said be more active and not getting injured at all, as I have, and sitting out for a long time. Said Spence when asked how he envisioned 2022, he said, "quote Just being active. I want to be active as soon as this fight is over with. I want to be talking about my next fight. So staying in the gym, being active, and fighting more." Making more out of these fights, 3 or 4 years I got left, said Spence. So he's saying he got 3 or 4 more years left, and also we get to the part where he said you got after Ugas, he got 1 more fight at welterweight. So, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody want to be fighting into their 40s, but shit changed. Shit changed. You know what I'm saying? You think, Bernard Hopkins said, I'll be doing this until I'm damn near 50, or was he 50 years old? No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think that's always the goal, but things change. You be like, well, I want to retire in 3 or 4 years, but things may not be going according to plan. And that might not be a bad thing. You might be, you might be hot as fish grease. You might be hot as fish grease, bro. You might be like, damn, I thought, I ain't never think I would still be, as good as I am now. Like, bro, I'm hot. I can't quit now. I'm at the height of my career. I'm making a lot of money. I'm beating a lot of butt, so, yeah, everybody got a plan, but shit changed. He might accomplish something sooner than later, so he might be around for a year or 2. He might win and be like, you know what, man, I'm ready to close this out right now. I made enough money. I'm good. He might retire early and come back and get the itch to fight. He's 32 years old, so that put him at 36. So, like I said before, it's right around the time that he should be getting out of there. 35 or 36, yeah. It's right around the time that he should be getting the hell up out of there. So, I don't blame nobody want to keep taking punishment, but a lot of these dudes that leave too soon, they usually get the itch. Rocky Marciano was coming back before he died in that plane crash. So, yeah, that's just kind of get to my point. Like, what's Al Haymon end game? These dudes gonna retire without an elite fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? These dudes gonna retire without that Mayweather and De La Hoya fight, or a Hagler Hearns, a Hagler Sugar Ray Leonard. They gonna retire without that, bro. No Hagler Duran. I mean, just keep going on about like the premier fights. They never gonna have that energy that Wilder Fury had. In none of the 3 fights, they never gonna have that energy. It's never gonna be that. It's never not gonna be a premier fight. You could say some of these are pay-per-view, he a star. It's not premier events. Him and Mikey did. They said they did 350. Him and Wilder Fury did 3. It was 2 totally different type of events. Even with the snobbish LA crowd. He got a reputation for being snobbish. So you just continue to look around and look at some of the bigger fights that happened. Shane and Oscar a couple times. Oscar and Felix Trinidad. They're not going to have that. They don't have Floyd and Canelo. They're not going to have an opportunity to have some of the fights that Pacquiao and have with Cotto, Ricky had, and Oscar De La Hoya, where you get that feel where it's the dominant fight of the year. And you can have a lot of those fights don't turn out to be the greatest fights that you want. A fight where fans get butterflies in their stomach before it happened. A fight that you actually can lose. You know what I'm saying? People want that. Even if it don't produce in the ring, which some of them don't, especially in recent history, it don't produce the brutal knockout, drag out type of fight. But your high level fight. You know, a lot of y'all ain't never experienced that, bro. Y'all experienced Floyd and Shane. Some of y'all might have Floyd and Canelo and Floyd and Pacquiao, which was a disappointment. Really hurt pay-per-view more than anything. But like, you know, waiting like Shane and Felix Trinidad was something different, bro. When Floyd fought Oscar, that was something different. You know, Tyson Holyfield, Lennox Tyson, even Lennox Holyfield and Evander Holyfield really bro a few times. So the one that the fight where a parachute dude dropped from the sky. One of them. Never experienced that, bro. What a real big fight is, bro. Where the atmospheres feel like the arena is sitting right in your living room when you order it. You know, where the real stars come out. That's how you know it's a real event. Not, you know, they ask you to come. They asking to come to the fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen one of them, you know, atmospheres. Even with Wilder and Fury, 1-2, I ain't still seen one of them atmospheres in years. That you know, other than Floyd and Pacquiao, that was a while ago. So I still ain't seen that in years, bro. So, you know, you don't want to lead that on the floor. And then you don't want to jump up to a guy and you fight Canelo and it's like you ain't even got a chance. So that kind of take away the suspense of the fight. He never walked in a fight where it has suspense, and neither is the rest of these dudes in his era. Wilder Fury, the only one that really like an American on the stateside that done that. You know? And like if he fight Jermell Charlo, he'll feel that. That'll be the only fight I'd be like, yeah, I feel like, yeah. I'd be like, as of right now, I'd be like, yeah, I don't blame him for not fighting Bud, bro. I'm not blaming him, I'll let it go. They said, oh, Chrissy J ain't letting it go. I'll let it go. I don't really care. Bud ain't crying about it, complaining about it, speaking up about it. I'm good with it. If he go ahead and fight Jermell Charlo, I'm fine with it. So, you know, every fighter want to be able to experience that, bro. Y'all hitting singles. Y'all ain't even hitting doubles. Y'all niggas hitting singles. Then when a nigga fought Mikey, he gave him a sweetest massage. He didn't give him an ass whooping to remember. So his 3 or 4 years left, he let the Crawford fight pass him by. But you better be taking a Jermell Charlo type of fight. But outside of Jermell Charlo, that's it. That's it. As of right now, you know, they trying to build Lubin into a star. And they trying to build Lubin into a star, but I don't know. You know, it's hard. It's hard to transfer star power when, you know, you don't have a megastar. You don't have a De La Hoya, Floyd, or Trinidad, or Shane, you know, at the time when he beat up Oscar. It's hard to transfer that stardom over. Real hard. So he might let a good thing miss him and pass him by. Him and Bud would be that type of fight. Ringside tickets won't be $500,000, but shit, that'd be a good price. It'll be a night to remember, even if you're on the wrong or the good side or the bad side of it. You know, but he said he got 2 more fights at 47, meaning Ugas, and then 1 more. Most people think, you know, I heard it's gonna be Crawford or he moving up, but most people think it's gonna be Keith Thurman, right? So he said he got 2 more. You know, he says he's been done to the Don Boxer. He's been done with this weight. Errol Spence Jr. said about him moving up to 54 after 2 more fights at 47. He said, once I do what I said I was going to do and get these belts, then I'm moving up. I got 2 more fights at 47. I'm moving up. And then he, you know, like I said before, keyword is these belts, 2 keywords. So he would be letting you know that he fighting Terence Crawford. That's what he's saying. He won't say his name, but if you read that statement and then you go back to this article and read this statement, he says he just wants to be active. I want to be active. As soon as this fight is over with, I want to be talking about my next fight. So, you know, he letting you know, as soon as this fight over with, he want to be talking about his next fight. What, you know, and what other fight to talk about? What other fight is there to talk about? It's Terence Crawford. He won't still say his name. What other fight to talk about? He said over here, when I get these belts, you know, Ugas got 1 and Crawford got 1. So, like I said before, you know, so there you go, bro. So he letting you know right then and there, that's what he want to do. So right after his fight, he said he want to be talking about his next fight. So that's that night. If it's the next morning, if at the press conference after the fight, we should be talking about his next fight. So, He's been hitting as Terence Crawford, but the thing about it is you ain't said the nigga name. And Bomac said, y'all ain't really worked on nothing, and he said you don't have another choice but to fight Crawford next. So maybe something already been worked out. But he doing himself if it is already worked out, they doing themselves a disservice by not announcing it beforehand. Because a lot of people like me, all right, I'm not ordering it unless he fight him. Shut up and down. If he fighting him ahead and then he say, oh, Bud say, yeah, we fighting it. Okay. So we say, yeah, well, okay, I support it. I support it. It's not so be it. But the only fight I give him a pass for taking as of right now is Jamel Charlo. If he don't fight Bud, I'll be okay. That's gonna be a good fight too. So, that's my opinion on it. When he hitting that, it's next. You read between the lines. He telling y'all that I want to talk about next fight. So you should know, you should know after the next. You should know after he fight Ugas, which he gonna wipe the floor. Ugas, that fight ain't even gonna be competitive. So, yeah, he letting y'all know he ain't got long in boxing left. And like I said before, only premier fights as we see fit right now, as far as and things can change. A lot of things can change. Great fighters come from nowhere. A lot of fighters get hyped, get over. But as far as a premier fight, as far as putting you on that pedestal and give you that old school big fight feeling from the 90s and the early 2000s, it's either Jamel Charlo or Terence Crawford. And people gonna come over here and say, well, what about Jerron Boots Ennis? I love Boots Ennis. He's a hell of a fighter, bro, but he don't have nothing right now. He don't have a fan base right now. So it's gonna be tough, maybe down the line he get there and take out the old line in Errol. Who knows? Or old line in Terence. Who knows? But he said in 3 or 4, what he say, 4 or 5 more years, I believe he said. He said 3 or 4 years left. So think about it. That put him at 35 or 36, right? And think about Terence Crawford already 34. Oh, no, he got to be on his way out. He older than the Charlo twins too, by the way. So Jamil will be on the May 19th. He'll be 32. So yeah, you running out of time. If he was to beat Crawford, which ain't out the realm of possibility, imagine him rolling over into a Jamel Charlo fight for undisputed again, bro. Like, they couldn't pass up the opportunity no matter which way they felt. If Charlo got to tag Ronnie back in, whoever else going to be training them, you can't pass that up. That's a golden opportunity, bro. Golden opportunity. That's a golden opportunity, bro. So, he in a position, bro, where, like I said before, he's in a position where he gonna let some of these top fights pass him by, and he gonna be thinking about, man, I was never a part of that. He's gonna lie to himself and tell him Mikey or Sean or Danny was this big fight. It wasn't. He gonna let this shit pass him by, bro. Because these new generation don't know what it felt like when these HBO put on these real pay-per-views. They don't know about that. They even just the Tyson and the Holyfield and Lennox Lewis era, bro. What they put on pay-per-view now, a lot of them shits was opening fight cards for HBO After Dark or co-features. A lot of these joints wouldn't even be main events, bro. A lot of these little niggas they putting on here, they used to never make the cut for real. They did, but they didn't. Paperweights, flyweights, that shouldn't even make the cut. So, you got an opportunity to be a part of history and be a part of a mega event. When it become a really good event, Vegas don't say no. Vegas open their doors. Vegas show you the closed circuit money. Vegas show you the venue money. And maybe this not that, but maybe this can be a pedestal, a stepping stool to that pedestal. But hey, Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. All right. Financial and support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment. That's the comment button is all. Hit the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Want to find me on social media? Hit the link in the description. Take you Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Anchor, Spotify. If you want to reach me, appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the boxing news and welterweight playlist one time for the one time. Go Fella TV.